You feel like quitting, don't you? You feel like the weight of the world is crushing you, like no matter how hard you fight, it's just not enough. You've given your all, yet the results don't seem to match the effort. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and deep down you're wondering, is this even worth it? But listen to me. This is not where your story ends. This is where your strength is built. Every champion, every success story, every warrior who has ever walked this earth has stood in the exact place where you are now, doubting, hurting, wondering if they should throw in the towel. But do you know what made them different? They didn't let the struggle define them. They let it refine them. Pain is temporary. Struggles, they're shaping you. Obstacles, they're your stepping stones. Right now, life isn't breaking you, it's forging you into something greater. It's in the moments when you feel like quitting that your true strength is tested. And that's when you have to dig deep and fight like never before. So I need you to hear me right now. Do not quit. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because the version of you that keeps pushing, that refuses to give up, is the version that will rise, that will succeed, that will look back at this moment and say, I almost gave up, but I didn't. And now I'm unstoppable. This is not the end, this is your transformation. Now get up and keep moving forward. Hard times, they don't break strong people, they make them. They mold them. They shape them into warriors, into champions, into the kind of people who refuse to let life dictate their destiny. Every champion you admire, every success story that inspires you, they all had their moments of doubt. They struggled, they fell, they felt pain so deep it made them question everything. But do you know what separates them from the ones who never made it? They refused to quit. When the world told them they weren't good enough, they kept going. When failure knocked them down, they got back up. When everything seemed impossible, they pushed harder. Because deep inside, they knew something most people don't. The pain is temporary, but the strength you gain from it lasts forever. So when life hits you hard, when the struggle feels unbearable, when your mind screams at you to stop, remember this. The ones who make it aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who kept moving forward, even when everything inside them said to quit. And that's what makes a champion. So ask yourself, are you going to let this break you, or will you let it? You are being tested. This is your moment to rise. You are being tested. Life isn't punishing you. It's forging you into something greater. It's stretching you, molding you, and shaping you into the person you were meant to become. But I get right now, it doesn't feel that way. Right now, it feels like the world is against you, like every step forward is met with 2 steps back. You've been working hard, giving it your all, and yet the results aren't coming as fast as you'd hoped. Maybe you've faced rejection. Maybe you failed so many times that doubt has started creeping in, whispering, maybe this isn't for you. But let me tell you something right now. Your struggles are not the end of your story. They are the foundation of your greatness. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. You might not see it now, but every single obstacle in your path is preparing you for something bigger. Every failure, it's a lesson in disguise. Every rejection, it's redirection towards something greater. The most successful people in the world weren't handed their victories. They were built through adversity. Think about it. The greatest athletes, they didn't wake up champions. They failed, they lost, they struggled, but they refused to stay down. The most inspiring entrepreneurs, they didn't just stumble into success. They went bankrupt, they got rejected, they were laughed at, but they refused to quit. Every powerful leader, every unstoppable warrior, every game changer you admire had moments where they wanted to give up, but they made a decision. They chose to rise. And now it's your turn. Right now, life is asking you one simple question. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to keep going, even when it hurts? Do you want it bad enough to push past the doubt, the fear, the failures? Because the truth is, this journey isn't meant to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would do it. But you're built different. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's hard. But you know what's harder? Regret. Looking back and realizing you gave up right before your breakthrough. Right before you turned the corner. Right before things were about to change. Let me ask you something. What if you're closer than you think? What if your breakthrough is just one more push away? What if the success you've been chasing is waiting for you right on the other side of this struggle? Would you still think about quitting? Or would you dig deep, find that fire within, and push through one more time? Because that's what champions do. Champions aren't made when things are easy. They're made in the trenches, in the dark, when nobody is watching. They're made in the moments when everything in them says, I can't do this anymore. But they look that pain in the face and say, watch me. This moment right here is where you prove what you're made of. This is where you show life that no matter how hard it hits, you will always get back up because you are unstoppable. Your time is coming. Your breakthrough is closer than you think, but only if you refuse to quit. So take a deep breath, wipe away the doubts, stand tall, and get back in the fight, because when you refuse to give up, there is only one possible outcome. You win. Oh, I'm telling you right now, keep going. Keep pushing, keep believing, even when it feels like the world is against you, even when you're exhausted, even when nothing seems to be working. Keep moving forward. Because right now, you're being shaped. Every struggle, every setback, every late night, and every early morning, it's all building the strongest version of you. And that version, that's the one who's going to win. The version of you that refuses to quit is the version that breaks through. The version that pushes through the pain, that silences the doubts, that ignores the excuses. That's the version that reaches the finish line. That's the version that proves to the world, and most importantly to yourself, that you were always meant for more. So when your mind tells you to stop, when fear tries to hold you back, when failure knocks you down, stand up, shake it off, and go again. You didn't come this far just to come this far. Keep going, because your victory is waiting. And the only way to lose is to quit. The pain will pass, the struggle will end, the sleepless nights, the self-doubt, the frustration. It won't last forever. But do you know what will? The strength you build right now. The resilience, the discipline, the unstoppable mindset, that stays with you for life. Every battle you fight, every hardship you endure is shaping you into something greater. The pain you feel today is creating the power you'll carry tomorrow. And one day you'll look back at this moment and realize this is where you became unbreakable. So stand up, fight back, refuse to let this moment define you. Instead, let it refine you. Because you weren't born to live in fear. You weren't born to back down. You were born for more. Now, go prove it. Pain is temporary. Strength is forever. This is your moment to rise, fight, and conquer. Life will test you in ways you never expected. It will throw obstacles in your path, push you to the edge, and whisper in your ear, give up, it's too hard, you're not strong enough. But let me tell you something, that voice is a liar. Pain is temporary. Strength is forever. The struggle you're facing right now, it won't last. The frustration, the failures, the moments of exhaustion when you feel like you have nothing left to give, they are only temporary. But do you know what will last? The strength you build from refusing to quit, the power you gain when you push through, the unshakable warrior that emerges from the fire of adversity. Every great success story was once a story of struggle. Every champion you admire has felt pain. Every unstoppable force of nature has had moments where they wanted to give up. But what separates them from the rest? They didn't let pain define them, they let it refine them. This is your moment. This is where you decide, will you let the pain break you or will you let it build you? Will you surrender or will you rise? Get up, stand tall, keep moving forward. Because every time you refuse to quit, you grow stronger. Every time you push past the pain, you get closer to your breakthrough. Every battle you fight today is shaping you into the unstoppable force you are meant to be. So rise up, fight back, dig deeper, conquer your doubts, your fears, and your struggles. Because when the dust settles and the pain fades, all that will remain is the strength you earned, the strength that will stay with you forever. This is your time. Keep going, keep believing, and whatever you do, don't quit. This is your time. Keep going, keep believing, and whatever you do, don't quit. Right now, you might be standing at a crossroads. You feel exhausted, frustrated, like the weight of the world is pressing down on you, and no matter how hard you push, it's never enough. You've thought about quitting. You've questioned if all this effort is even worth it. But listen to me. This is not the time to stop. This is the time to rise. Every struggle, every failure, every setback. It's all part of the process. Nothing great comes easy. No champion ever reached the top without stumbling. No warrior ever became strong without first facing battles. The road to success is paved with sweat, tears, and moments of doubt. But do you know what separates the winners from the ones who give up? The ones who win are the ones who refuse to quit. Look at history. every legend, every icon, every unstoppable force you admire. They've all stood where you are right now. They've faced moments of uncertainty. They've battled through pain. They've felt the sting of failure. But when the world told them to stop, when their minds screamed at them to give up, they made a choice. They chose to keep going. And that's exactly what you need to do. Your pain is temporary. Your strength is forever. Right now, the pain feels unbearable. The struggle seems endless. But remind yourself, pain is temporary. It doesn't last. The exhaustion will fade. The frustration will pass. But what will last? The strength you build from pushing through, the discipline, the resilience, the unbreakable mindset that will carry you to victory. Every time you refuse to quit, you grow. Every time you take another step forward, when you feel like stopping, you get stronger. And every moment you push past your limits, you become the person you were meant to be. Think about your future self. A year from now, 5 years from now, how will you feel if you give up today? Will you look back with regret, knowing you were only one step away from your breakthrough? Or will you stand proud, knowing that you fought through every challenge and came out stronger on the other side? The breakthrough comes after the struggle. Most people quit when things get hard. But here's the truth. Your breakthrough is just beyond your breaking point. Think about the moments in life where you wanted to quit but didn't. Maybe it was in school, maybe in sports, maybe in your career or personal life. And what happened when you pushed through? You made it, you survived, you got better. This moment is no different. The struggle you're facing right now, it's the test before the breakthrough. The ones who succeed aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who kept going despite the struggle. So ask yourself, do you want to be the person who quit when it got tough, or do you want to be the person who kept fighting and turned their dreams into reality? This is your time. Own it. The clock is ticking. Every second you spend doubting yourself is a second you could have spent chasing your dreams. No more waiting, no more second guessing, no more excuses. You have everything inside you to make it happen. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you realize. And no matter what life throws at you, remember this. You were built for this. This is your time. Keep going. Keep believing. And whatever you do, don't quit. Your future self is waiting to thank you. Now go out there and make it happen.